The Podcasting Dead is available on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Make sure to subscribe for more podcasts. And while you're at it, drop us a like. If you want to help support the channel and have access to extra content, secret contest, and more, make sure to search for us on Patreon. Patreon.com/ThePodcastingDead.
All right, time to discuss The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 13 for the second time in our lives.
Yeah, man, I've digested it, had some weird dreams last night.
Inspired by it?
Dreams about Andrew Lincoln, nonetheless. Yeah, man, I'm ready for a double dip.
Yes, so this will be the second time. If you didn't get a chance to catch our live stream, check that out. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. Every Sunday night, we go live right after the episode, and we know that can sometimes conflict with The Talking Dead. But the good thing is it's still on the channel, so you can always watch it the next day. You don't have to watch it live. And eventually, those are going to replace these Monday podcasts. I think next year or next season, we'll start having maybe even we'll start it with The World Beyond. We'll start immediately after the episode discussing it, and that will be, because right now we really probably aren't going to say anything that hadn't been said. But in lieu of tradition, we're going to do our typical Monday podcast. But we podcast about everything from The Walking Dead to conspiracies, ghosts, creatures, debauchery,
entertainment,
alcohol, really any and everything we talk about at some point. So consider checking that out. And check out our Patreon, patreon.com/thepodcastingdead. But without stalling any longer, JP, let's get into it. So now that you've had time to sit on it, to think about it, to sleep on it, what did you think of last night's episode?
About what I thought about it last night, man. I kind of went into it kind of pissed off because Virgil kind of getting over on Michonne like he did. I was just like, Michonne, as soon as he starts saying this weird shit and not trying to do what he said he was going to do for you. Right. You should have just whooped that ass and made him do what you wanted him to do.
You're Michonne, man. You take just about anybody.
And I mean, I get they want to set up the whole, the whole Vision Quest trippy stuff. And I mean, the alternate timeline, as we said, was really awesome. It was really cool to watch. I mean, it was definitely fan service, but it was really cool. I mean...
Yeah,
I was much happier at the end of the episode than I was at the beginning.
Right. The payoff made it worth it for
Absolutely.
you. Yeah. I'm the same as you. It's like, Michonne, number one, it was stupid to go alone. I mean, I get it. It's anything you're going to say to that is like, well, I mean, I get everything they're going for, but in realism here, after everything you're going through, I just don't think anybody would be dumb enough to hop on a boat with a stranger and just go be at their mercy. I mean, granted, I know Michonne had control of the situation in the beginning, but I mean, it's always the way it is, and they end up getting you. So, but yeah, once he started, can we just go in the morning? And blah, 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 I'd have been like, nope.
Yeah, dude, I would have bitch slapped his ass and just been like, look, this is what we're going to do, and this is how it's going to go, and just stop being so damn weird. Okay.
Yeah, Virgil. Now I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't a big fan of the character Virgil. I mean, I get it. He's been through something traumatic. I mean, as has most of the world at this point.
Yeah.
Anybody alive has probably been through some traumatic shit, But I didn't really care much for his character. He just felt kind of annoying and just. But I did love, man, the Elseworlds Michonne.
That was super cool. Yeah.
I love the kind of what if, and it's interesting to think about like the events. Like, how would they have played out? I mean, because we see Rick's group continued with the trajectory and everything was kind of the same. They ended up at the same position with Negan and the Saviors and all of that. But I wonder, would it have played out that way if she didn't save Andrea,
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to ponder, and it was also very interesting, I mean, just in her mind, standing there in Negan's crew, I mean, she was doing the right thing. I mean, she's right. They did sneak up in his satellite base like thieves in the night in a pretty cowardly act. I mean, I guess it had to be done, but they murdered a bunch of people in their sleep.
In their sleep, absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure if, somebody did that to a bunch of your friends, you came and found all your friends just murdered in their sleep, you'd probably bash somebody to death with a ball bat too.
Oh man, Chandler Riggs even said it on an interview talking about it. Was like their group got off easy. Mm. They lost 2 people and really were only going to lose 1 person. if Daryl wouldn't have punched Negan, it would have just been Abraham, and that's it. Versus how many people have they killed? And on top of that, Negan, look at it from Negan's perspective. I mean, not saying Negan's a good guy, but you're just doing your thing, and all of a sudden these people just roll up as far as with zero motive and just like murder one of your outposts and kill everybody while they sleep. You think you're dealing with a bunch of cowardly pieces of shit, and but yeah, they got off a lot easier than Negan. Negan's people lost a lot of people.
Oh yeah, man. Negan realistically probably should have killed everybody but Rick and just been like, "You're the leader. I'll let you live to tell everybody, get everybody in line." But
oh yeah,
you're a bad boy, Rick. You're bad.
But it was cool that she was still in the lineup too, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. She was the bad one, but then it was herself. I really thought it was well done. I thought it was really cool seeing everybody again. Andrea never looked more beautiful than she did once she was ground up into hamburger meat on the forest floor. That's the best. That she had some of her best work was right there in that scene.
That is uncalled for,
and that's not a slight at the actress. She seems like a wonderful person. I'm talking just about the material she was given with Andrea, especially when you go from comic to screen, man. Andrea was a terrible character.
Uncalled for.
Very called for, because Andrea sucked. Again, the actress did not suck. She's great, and she's actually done a lot of good in the world, helping stop child sex trafficking.
I didn't know that.
Oh, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, she's a wonderful person and a good actress. I did not like I did not like her. I did not like that character, not one bit. And again, that's far more to do with the writing than to do with her.
We'll agree to disagree on that point, but nonetheless, man, those zombies, man. I mean, she must have tasted some kind of good. I've never seen a carcass strip bare that badly. I wonder
how her name's too Lori. I keep saying the actress. Her name's Lori Holden.
I mean, I was going to say Lori Higgins, Lori Holden.
Yeah, close. Starts with an H, Lori.
Hey, I'm always afraid to throw out names because 90% of the time I get them wrong.
Well, especially considering they've been off the show for so long.
That too, man.
It's sometimes hard to keep up with remembering everybody's names.
I wish she could land on a really good show. Like, I'd love to see her on, like, Westworld or something.
Yeah, I would too, man. She's a good actress.
She's a great actress. I love her, but I guess she's too busy fighting the Ninth Circle.
She's been in a lot more than you would think too. She was I didn't even realize till I went back and watched it. She was the cop in Silent Hill.
I never saw that movie.
It really was just kind of, the first one really wasn't terrible. The second one is where it really sucked, but she was the cop in that, and she, it was, I didn't even realize that. But yeah, I like Lori Holden. I just don't like Andrea. I just really, oh man, I just wish that they would have, I don't know. Anyways, I've gotten off on that tangent enough times. But yeah, she never was as beautiful as she was until she was ground up human burger meat on the forest floor. But
I tell you what's beautiful, man, is that Virgil will not be a recurring character. Jeez, I hated that guy.
I didn't notice this. All right, so one of our listeners, Seth Scott, which he actually has a screen name. I don't know if you probably would have preferred I said that. But anyways, a good pal of ours, been a long-time listener. We've gotten to be good friends with him. He was telling us that Virgil died at the end of the episode, that Virgil committed suicide.
I didn't realize that either, man.
Maybe it's because we have a really nice TV upstairs, right? It's like a 60-inch smart TV, got 4K, looks all good. And in my man cave, I've still got one of those Walmart Black Friday special 32-inch LCD monitors that just does not do well with the HD Comcast. And it's half because I can't bring myself to throw out this entertainment center. Because it belonged to my grandmother. It means a lot, but I also can't bring myself to spend money on a higher quality 32-inch. I'm like, if I'm going to go out and buy a TV, man, I really would like to get something bigger.
But you could repurpose that entertainment center.
I've got someone that's coming to look at sawing out a section, like cutting it out and then polishing it and everything, making it look like it's naturally that way. That would allow me to put a much bigger TV in it.
Television.
I would lose part of my little section that has those Funkos stacked up in rows of threes, but it's not the end of the world.
I'd love it, man.
But yeah, so I didn't see this, but apparently Virgil walks out into the ocean. I thought he just stood there on the bank, as they were leaving.
Yeah.
But apparently, from what I'm being told, he walked into the water with and it was red around it. Maybe I looked away for a second because JP and I, if you are a longtime listener, you noticed that JP and I went live immediately after the episode ended last night, which was Good, because a lot of times we wait until after the episode and then we have trouble. We got connected about 10, 15 minutes before it ended.
Exactly.
And we're ready to launch right into it. So I don't know if maybe I was checking on something with the live stream and missed it for a second, but I usually try to, keep my eyes on the TV whenever it's happening. But I like the episode. I loved the way it come around full circle. I honestly feel, though, this is just me. I honestly feel like, though, they could have just had her. It would have been almost perfect to end it without finding those people. Like, we knew at this point she was going to find Rick. That was her goal. Just chopping the arms and the jaws off the zombies, wrapping the rope around their necks, and then just, doing the whip thing and, start walking, and the episode ends right there. I think that would have been a good close. Bring it around full circle.
It would have been.
And we heard on The Talking Dead. I think it would have been better. I mean, we could have seen these people in a flashback in the movie, because we have heard from Scott Gimple that Michonne is not done yet. She's leaving the show, but she's, not done yet, which we can pretty much say she's going to be in the Rick movies. But we could have seen that whole interaction with those people in the Rick movie, showing what happened. But I almost feel like it would have been really, really sweet just to end it on that note of her right back where she started, wandering with really the cloak and the zombies.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. They want to show that she's progressed and she's not that person anymore. But that would have been a dope way to leave it.
She did go through all the trouble of hacking those zombies up, and then within a minute, she's like, whap, whap, killing them, and let's go. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, and a thing we mentioned last night, a lot of people are speculating on the massive group she encounters. Are these the pioneers from Fear the Walking Dead?
And I hope not, because they're just a group of people I couldn't give two shits less about on that show.
Fear the Walking Dead, don't pollute.
Jenny, that whole premise and just all of it's so stupid. And Jenny sucks. I don't like Jenny, not one little bit.
Nah, dude, and I hope that we still get to see Morgan as much as he sucks on the new show. But yeah, it leaves a lot of speculation. It does.
Yeah, I'm really, I don't know, man. And but did you notice? It almost looked like where Beta was in the previews for next week's episode. You remember when it looked like he was almost in a western town? And didn't that kind of look like where we left off with Fear the Walking Dead?
Dude, you're right. I didn't put that together, but perhaps he made the long trek from Texas. Well, no, because he was in a mental institution when he was, and
a lot of people had some good points that the whole reason, I don't think we've discussed this on the podcast, that where Alpha found him was like a mental institution, and because we know that you can piece the clues together. Basically, he was a country singer. He was a famous country singer. Probably was in rehab. I said mental health facility, but I mean it could have been it could have been anything from a mental health facility to a drugs and rehab facility, but nonetheless somewhere, to heal. And that's why he was so vulnerable when Alpha found him, because he had pretty much been in rehab. And then just kind of stayed there and never progressed from that point. But I don't know. It almost looked like the same saloon and stuff from Fear, man.
I'm going to have to reevaluate that, dude. You may be onto something.
It was interesting to see, too, because we see that Alpha's head's going on the spike.
Yeah,
which you brought up a good question last night.
I did. We were both like, maybe not the best idea to flaunt that you killed Alpha. Maybe just make it seem as though she disappeared. They know, but they don't know. That's a lesson I learned from The Sopranos. You unless you really need to make a statement, just don't flaunt it. Just, they disappear. They know, but they don't know,
And I mean, here's the thing.
She's a martyr.
You got Negan. Right, you're exact, because that was the question. Do you stick her head on a spike, F off whisperers, this will be you next? Or do you... I totally would have made it, because the thing is, too, Negan's not going back. Mm-hmm. He's not going back under no circumstances, because he got a target on his back now. I would have totally just let Beta and the rest of the rest of the Whisperers think that she and Negan just ran. I mean, everybody could see how close they were. Maybe just let them think her and Negan ran off together.
Yeah, dude, there was a lot of ways they could have done that, but I get it. Like Carol, she's she's at this point thinks she can just walk away, and that was cool, dude. Did you see the scene on The Talking Dead where Alpha is following.
I was going to say, I forgot. I meant to say that earlier, and I lost track of it. I was going to say you were kind of right because you had said. Now I think for you, who did you say be Lydia?
I thought Beta maybe she'd be a voice in his.
That's
head.
true. That's true. It was Beta. Yeah,
but
it turns out she'll be a voice in Carol's head.
Carol is just losing it, man. She's going cuckoo caca.
I think we're going to lose Carol before it's all said and done. I do think that we'll see Carol bite the dust.
Yeah, man, it's hard to imagine Carol making it out of the season. But, people have been saying that since season 2. Like, she's been on everyone's chopping block for a long time. I mean, yeah, she went Rambo, and she's kind of has been indestructible for a while. But it's hard to say, man. And then the only OG character left, I guess, is
Daryl
Dixon.
Durbear. I mean, but can you believe, though? All right, and that's another thing. I mean, I hope Daryl gets told she's going after Rick. I mean, as much as her and Daryl, remember they had those moments where Daryl, has been looking for Rick, and they had that in common, and all of that, and she was going down to the riverbank and looking for Rick and all of that. You'd think she would have definitely been like, tell Daryl, his best damn friend, that he's maybe alive, and this is... All she told was Judith. Don't you think at some point she would have asked to speak to someone and been like, all right, here's the deal. Here's where I'm going. I mean, I know Judith is mature for her age, but still, I mean, I would have definitely been like, adult talk here. Let me explain where I'm going and what I'm doing.
Yeah, man, I definitely would have been like, Judith, look, tell Daryl, make sure they know Rick might be alive, so I got to go find him.
And that's just the thing. I can't imagine Daryl hearing that Rick may be alive and not taking off to find and join Michonne.
Yeah, and maybe that's...
My Rick!
Yeah, maybe that's why she kind of kept it on the DL a little bit.
Oh, I love my slick Rick. Wait for me, Michonne.
Yeah. I think they should have made a point, though. Michonne should have either been like, make sure you tell everyone, or keep it to yourself so they don't, abandon the war effort, even though I guess she thinks the war's over.
Yeah, in her mind, it's over.
Even though, I mean, she's got to know, the Whisperers are still out there. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's got to know what Beta did with Daryl, I mean, he's a badass.
I want to go back and rewatch these from last season to now because it feels like she'd been gone, or that this thing had been going on a lot longer than she'd been gone. You know what I mean? But apparently it was all happening within a couple of days.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, man.
What kind of schnit did he put in her?
Dude, that was
tea? Did it
some
say?
Ayahuasca or something, man. That was some hardcore DMT. He's.
I thought at first he said something about weed, but then I think he said something about tea.
Yeah, it was definitely like I said, from what I've never done it, but it does remind me of how I've heard ayahuasca sessions described. You get violently ill. It's the only way you can actually ingest DMT, because otherwise the enzymes in the stomach just neutralize it. But they have this way if you brew it up. I didn't know it was these ingredients grew on some island off the coast of Virginia, but yeah, it reminded me of an ayahuasca session.
That doesn't sound or look fun at all.
Not when you're being held captive and don't actually know you've ingested this hallucinogen, which, I mean, it's not really meant to be recreational. It's, a thing that goes back thousands of years. It's all about, finding yourself and spiritual enlightenment.
I'm all about that, but...
Like I said, when you're forced into it.
Not in that way, yeah. I really thought we were going to see Carl. I was kind of bummed we didn't see Carl.
You're a little let down, yeah.
A little bit, not going to lie. A little bit. We got Sadiq.
Yeah,
which you weren't too excited about.
I don't care about him any more than I care about old Virgil.
Yeah, if you're new to the channel, JP, and I mean I wasn't a huge fan of him myself, but JP more so than me. But JP was not a big fan of old Sadiq.
Nah, dude, of all the characters to knock up Rosita, man, he did not deserve that pootie. He didn't deserve it. He shouldn't have got it. I'd have rather seen almost anybody get it.
You used my word. I remember on a podcast I said Pootie, and you were like, Pootie? And just thought it was funny. Now you're just saying it regularly.
No, that's the first time I think I've ever said it, maybe. But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I said it a while back, and you kind of were like, Pootie. And
yeah, I want to use a word I hadn't used before.
Yeah, and now here you are using it. I'm so proud of you.
Sometimes things just stick with you,
Gonna get that Pootie.
Yeah,
I got that from a prison inmate that was an electrician with me back in the day.
Oh, I was gonna say, when did you do time?
I didn't, but he did.
Yeah.
And he was like, when I got out, first thing I did was got that pootie.
All I ever reminds me of is Pootie Tang, that movie with whoever was in it.
Pootie Tang, I've seen that. It's been a long time, though.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. It was based off a sketch, I think, off the Chris Rock show on HBO or something.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, man, I'm glad both of them are dead, and I hope obviously they'll stay that way. But,
But, yeah, I like the episode a lot. We were actually both pretty surprised at how many people were not fans of this episode. On a live stream last night, a lot of you were saying that.
Yeah, Derek Patterson didn't dig it.
Yeah.
Quite a few people. And like I said, I was right there with them, man, up until the end. And the payoff was just gratifying enough for me to be like, all right, this juice was worth the squeeze.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely was like, because my girlfriend kept saying, I'm confused. I'm like, I am too. I don't know what the hell's going on. And then by the end, it made sense. I'm okay with it. Like, we both didn't give it the greatest of ratings, but at the end of the day, we both were like, I can deal with it, though.
Yeah,
it definitely ain't the worst thing the show's ever done.
Yeah, and I mean, I get they want to do that fan service and have it feel like just the culmination of Michonne's journey. I definitely didn't expect her to be tripping balls, but that's what happens sometimes when you go onto an island. So.
Or chill with JP.
Yeah, sometimes. I would never force it on someone unknowingly, but especially because that just means there's less for me, so.
True that.
But yeah, it's that's wild, man. Wild episode.
It was really wild.
If I disappear, you assume I'm dead, and then many years later you discover my sneakers on a shelf somewhere.
I'm going to sniff them.
Inhale my essence.
Oh, it's JP's foot odor.
Yes.
My God.
I've got to go on a search for him into the unknown.
I'm going to go look for him. Yeah, no, she definitely took a big old whiff of him. Which I would imagine all foot odor had vacated by that point.
Yeah, I guess.
Kind of makes me sad, though. So Rick is not going to have his iconic boots on anymore.
Nah, man. What if she finds him and he's like in Crocs and, like Hawaiian shirt?
Welcome to South Carolina, Michonne.
I've actually been enjoying myself quite a bit. I didn't see any need in coming back.
We found this place called Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He's just wearing Crocs and like a Carhartt shirt. Not a slight at Carhartt people. I have tons of Carhartt stuff, but I'm just saying he's got like a Carhartt shirt and some camo Crocs and some cargo shorts.
Crocs will definitely survive the apocalypse, man. They're never going to go anywhere.
Let's listen to Post Malone and play beer pong. Come on, Michonne.
Golly.
Oh, but yeah, I'm interested to see how she's going to tie into the. I just want to know where Rick's been for 6 years. It's been a long time. I mean, this would be like, if it's 1 year, I could understand it. 2 years is pushing it. Where the hell has he been that he hasn't? I'm curious as to why he hasn't been able to get back. And I mean, if maybe they could be overseas. Like, it could be a lot of reasons. I'm just very curious as to what those are.
Yeah, same here.
Could be no planes, no helicopters available. But I mean, it is interesting to think that the world beyond, these are the people that took him.
Yeah. I know.
Well, where he went, I mean, you might even see him make a guest cameo in the show. I mean, we're at a time where The Walking Dead doesn't keep anything secret, so I wouldn't doubt that. I'm pretty sure that we would know by now if Rick was going to make a guest appearance, but maybe they're finally going to keep things under wraps.
Yeah, man. This new expanded universe, I hope it's going to pay off in a big way.
I do too.
And I think you and I are optimistic.
I am. I mean, I'm always going to give them a try. I mean, hopefully they've seen what's worked with The Walking Dead, and they're going to find ways to incorporate that into new shows, not just try to, not just, I don't know, do what they did with Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, as much as I didn't like last season, I'm ready to get back to Fear the Walking Dead in the hopes that this season is going to be a fresh new start.
I'm afraid, dude. I'm very afraid. I mean, for a show that I loved up until they incorporated Morgan, it's done such a 180.
Yeah.
I'm just really afraid, dude. I'm so afraid.
Apparently Lenny James is in some other show, so I wonder if that means he does die. What if he just starts out like the episode and he's like Andrea in this episode? He's just hamburger meat.
No,
on
I
the
think
porch.
he'll be saved from the last person we expect to save him.
It's like anyone that wants to leave the show, instead of killing them, they just send them to the Rick movies. It's like he'll get saved and be sent to wherever. It's like the whole show, the actors just quit and they send them to the Rick movies.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, what if Carol does disappear and she's the one who saves Morgan? Would that mean she'd be going back in time, though? The timelines confuse me right now.
It is. It's confusing for me, too. I'm not going to lie. I try to keep up with it, but I am not that good at it. I mean, I went back and rewatched The Walking Dead even, and still, I really would have to kind of watch them all. And honestly, for me, I'd have to sit there with like a notepad and remember certain things said and try to connect them. It's
maybe it'll be a Heath that saves him.
That would be cool. They've always said Heath was coming back.
Heath is in the wind. Maybe he'll save him. Perhaps,
Yeah, they've always said that Heath was going to come back, but he left to do a show that... was that show any successful at all?
Oh, that he was on like the 24 reboot or whatever. I don't know that it's still coming on, to be honest. And it's a shame they couldn't pull it off. I really liked the original show, 24. Jack Bauer.
Right.
Yeah, sticking bamboo shoots up terrorist pee holes.
Did he really?
No, but he was fond of torture. So
holy crap!
Not like hardcore. He wasn't like cutting fingers off or anything, but he would definitely like strip down the wire to your laptop and attach them to your testes if he had to.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, he wasn't playing around, man.
Did you watch 24? Did you like 24?
Man. I did not from day one. I jumped on maybe around season 3 or 4 or something, but. No, dude, for like early 2000s network TV, man, it was good stuff. I liked it. Very compelling storylines.
You know where I wish I was right now?
Where?
At a damn beach.
No, dude, we got to stay quarantined.
I know. I just wish it was nice and hot and I was just out swimming in the ocean.
We may never get to leave this town again. We may never get to leave this station again. We may
you best to watch your mouth.
Can you imagine that if our new lives were just right here?
No, I try not to.
We wouldn't have a shower. That would suck. But
we could make one, though. I mean, you have a few simple materials. You can create your own shower. Hell, you can go to Walmart and buy one of those little solar. Basically, it's a really dark colored bag, and you hang it, and it attracts heat, and you can have yourself a nice warm shower.
Maybe. Yep.
But yeah, with this episode, I liked it. I'm not going to say I didn't expect more, but if you were listening last night or watching the live stream, my score is not going to change. I still give it a 3.5 out of 5. Good episode. I enjoyed it. I definitely kind of did expect something, maybe a little bit more, but I don't know. There's been so many episodes I thought that. Then I look back on them, and I'm very fond of them. I did not like this episode. I don't even think it's not even a decent episode. I think it was a good episode. I'm just like JP. In the beginning, you're just kind of like, come on, Michonne. You made it this far. You now trust this guy. He's giving you every warning sign he can that some schnit's up, and you just... Or Michonne won't, I don't know. So I could see people not being super happy with it. But me, myself, I actually enjoyed it.
I think it would have been more satisfying if we got like that moment between like her and Daryl, she got to say goodbye to her core group. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get that big goodbye with everyone. We didn't get the helicopter lifting off and goodbye written in the stones below. We didn't get that. And I think that left a lot of people wanting. I mean, yeah, it was great that she at least got to talk to Judith. Like we said last night, that's one hell of a pair of walkie-talkies.
Oh yeah, they have 5G apparently.
Yeah, they're essentially like satellite phones, I think. Not that I believe in satellites, but no, it's wild, man. And I think that's what a lot of people missed, like her big farewell to the people she was closest to.
I really want to see next episode if they address Michonne being gone.
That's interesting.
Like if Daryl will say something like, since Michonne left to go find Rick, or just something. Or even maybe have us, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if they did it right, they'd make it just to be to where Daryl didn't believe it. You know what I mean? Where Daryl would be like, you found some of his stuff, but if he was alive, he'd have come back to us by now. I know my Ricky boo. And if Ricky was alive, he'd have come back to you, to Judith, to RJ, to me. He ain't alive, Michonne. Well, one of those things where I don't think he's going to believe Rick's alive, and
it might be something like they're just all sitting around the breakfast table, and Father Gabriel's like, you know who I haven't seen in a really long time? And then Judith's like, oh yeah, I meant to mention my mom's going to be gone for.
The hell is Michonne with those weapons? We've been them beat the whispers. From what we've been told, it's a pretty good chance that we're going to see Princess out on the road. When Eugene takes this little road trip, they're going to run into Princess. I'd be interested to see that on screen.
I want to see that too. Do you regret that you didn't get to see a one-on-one clash of the Titans with Michonne and Beta? How do you think that would have went down?
Michonne would have chopped his damn head off.
I
mean, fist to fist. I mean, really, Michonne's a badass, but come on, dude. I mean, it's just like they were talking about with Rosita. Rosita put up a good fight, but I mean, look at him. You don't see it. I mean, if you don't see a Chihuahua whooping the shit out of a Rottweiler. I mean, it just. I'm not saying you don't see them chasing them away, but if you have a pit bull and a Chihuahua actually fight, how do you think it's going to go?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's Michonne, and, I don't think she could have took him fist to fist, but Michonne's very resourceful, very crafty. I feel like she'd have found out some way to come out on top.
Yeah.
If she had a sword, it would have been over.
Over.
She'd have chopped his hands off and took his head easy, but, I mean, if she lost her sword, she still would have found out some way. I mean, look at the governor. The governor wasn't a little fellow either, and
she would have took Beta slow. She would have made him suffer.
She would have taken the governor if Andrea's stupid ass didn't show up.
No.
Andrea's so stupid. I don't like her. Love Lori Holden. Don't like Andrea. Stupid.
You'll come around.
I will never come around.
Rewatch The Walking Dead for like the 4th time. You'll come around.
5th or 6th, thank you.
Oh, man.
Sometimes it might not sound like it with me getting stuff mixed up, but I've been through the show quite a few times.
Oh, yeah, man.
Sometimes my problem is I get really into it, and I'll watch through like season 4 or 5, and I'm super hard, and then something will throw me off. Exactly. And then I'll come back around at some point and try to pick up where I left off. Like, I really need to just be able to sit and watch it from front to back.
Yeah, you will.
We get enough patrons, we can make that our career, and I could definitely do it.
Yeah, man. Start painting my toenails.
Yeah, well, hey, if that makes you, yeah.
I just, until we get enough patrons, I can't start doing that. I can't live that lifestyle. I can't be that luxurious.
So what you're saying, if we get enough patrons, you'll paint your toenails?
Yeah, I'd love to.
What color?
Well, I would switch it up quite a bit. I'd go for like a teal sometimes. It depend on my mood, like a nice burgundy. Of course, like a hot pink in the summertime. I think would be really fun.
Would you get a pedicure though to make sure your toenails look good before you paint them?
I've had a pedicure, dude. They're fantastic.
Have you?
Yeah, I went and got a mani pedi once, and it was great. I loved it.
I'm not judging.
It was great.
I've heard a lot of male celebrities do it. That I hear that it's very relaxing and feels good.
Once the pandemic's over, dude, we'll go together.
No, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to take part in that, and it doesn't have anything to do with a masculine thing. It's that I don't think I would like somebody digging in my toenails.
Dude, it does really feel good. And
oh God, so like my toe hurts thinking about somebody digging down in there with the.
If they know what they're doing, man, it's great. It's great.
I mean, if it was somebody that you truly trust, I'd consider it, but. I just, man, the thought of somebody digging into oh my God. Oh,
dude, it's great. Dude.
I think I'm scarred. My mom, when you're little and your parents would cut your fingernails and your toenails. My mom one time cut too deep and I bled really bad. So I've always had this don't touch my feet type thing.
Man. My papa did that once or twice with my fingernails. He it won't bleed, but he just got them too close.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I gotta go now.
Right, you're squirming, right? Thinking about it, man, of all the things that get to you, that really just.
Yeah, I'm suffering enough with my briar cuts from my Friday night deer trek, and now I'm thinking about my fingernails getting cut off.
Mm-hmm. Shove some bamboo up under them.
Oh no! Stop it.
You could take it. You really could. I'm just playing.
I wouldn't.
Bamboo shoots in your pee hole.
No, that neither. I think I'd rather have it in my pee hole just because there is a device that you put up your urethra, and it apparently is like the most intense orgasm you could ever imagine.
Okay, we're getting way away from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, yeah, we are.
But no, I thought it was a good episode. I don't know, man. I still kind of don't really know what to say about it. Like we lost Denai Guerrero. She's an incredible actor. I'm going to miss her so very much, but I will definitely be going to see her in her big screen films.
I'll follow her career.
Absolutely. She's wonderful. She seems like a very classy, wonderful person, and her presence will be missed on this show. But as we said last night on the live stream, at least she left at a point where The Walking Dead can go on without her.
Yeah, and hopefully she'll follow our careers as well.
That would be super awesome. Denai, if you're listening, feel free to follow our careers.
Mm-hmm. And become a patron.
Yeah.
Denai, you can afford it. You're doing all right.
Oh, yeah, I think she'd be all right. You know, I really don't like TikTok. I'm not going to lie.
I don't have the app anymore.
Just people keep sending me TikToks, and I'm like, it's just people dancing to music. I don't get it. Why is there an app for this? You could just do that.
Some people are essentially doing like their own like stand up and sketch comedy.
See, I don't ever get none of those. I just get people like this guy dancing to a song, doing the same dance move over and over. I don't know.
There's a lot of that too.
I'm very pessimistic when it comes to TikTok. But anyways, people will start sending me good TikToks. Maybe I would like it. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up. If you want a more in-depth conversation about this, I apologize if we seem kind of blah. It's just that we've already discussed this, and it was one of those episodes whereas, with last week's episode, there were so many different things happening, and with this one, it was just kind of, just Michonne, and it's, so I feel like we've pretty much, between now and last night's live stream, I think we pretty much talked about everything.
I think so.
If you want, like I said, if you want more, go check out the live stream on the channel, and you'll get probably a little bit more of an in-depth conversation. It's our second time discussing it on the internet, so kind of running out of steam.
Yeah.
But we will miss you, Denai. We will miss you, Michonne. Thank you for so many years of wonderful acting. She almost just feels like a part of your family. What a badass, and I wish Denai nothing but success in the future. She deserves it. She's, a wonderful actor. I just can't say enough good things about her, and I will miss Michonne.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I think we all will.
I think you had said you could see her popping back up like in the last season, though.
Yeah, I think so. But
you still think Rick might be popping up back in the last season.
He will. Trust me. I'd bet my boots on it.
Guess who's back? Ricky's back.
Yep.
Tell Michonne. Oh, but yeah, that's going to do it. And I apologize. I'm a little tired. Stayed up late live streaming and then turned around and got up super early this morning. I need a nap. But yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow for a Patreon exclusive podcast.
We will.
And then we'll catch you on Wednesday for Weird Wednesday. I'm not sure what we'll talk about, but a lot of people really seem to like recanting like a story from the internet and then discussing it. So maybe we'll find one on the Sasquatch or on some kind of creature, and we'll retell the account, and then we will discuss it. Something. So just let us know in the comments what you want to see. In the meantime, we'll catch you soon. I'm Justin.
I'm JP.
And we're The Podcasting Dead. Check us out on patreon.com/thepodcastingdead.